You have probably seen these photos, Demi Moore, at a fashion show, and the internet and social media platforms went wild. Some people said she looked amazing, some people were genuinely concerned, and a lot of people started asking the same question out aloud. Is this what Ozempic does to your body? And I have to be honest, this question deserves a real answer. Not a social media clickbait, but a real one backed by scientific evidence. Hi, I'm Dr. Bazgha Khalid, and I'm a board certified internal medicine and obesity medicine specialist. Now, here are the photos circulating that you may have seen too, some recent and some not so recent. What these photos are showing is something I worry about on GLP-1 medications. And my worry is about my patients on GLP-1 medications and other regular people on these medications as well. Not just celebrities, but regular people, people just like you who started weight loss medication hoping to feel better and ended up looking and feeling worse in ways nobody warned them about. What does these pictures show have been given a name? People are calling it Ozempic Arm or Ozempic Face, or more broadly, Ozempic Body. And today I'll talk about what it actually is, why it happens, what the science says, and the most important question: what can you do to avoid or prevent this? These Demi Moore photos circulating around have been interpreted in many different ways. Some people calling her toned and shred, but most people showing concern and calling these skeletal, shockingly thin. She is skin and bones. Other comments like, please look after yourself, getting far too thin and it's not healthy. Another comment said, no, so sad, while someone else questioned what in the world is going on. Now, I don't know Demi Moore. I'm not her doctor. I have no idea what medications she is on or not. I want to be really clear about that. But what her body looks like in these photos does not appear to be healthy. I know exactly what causes that, and it's not just about being thin. Being thin and losing muscle are two very, very different things. Here's what I mean. When most people picture weight loss, they picture fat melting away and a lean, toned body underneath, like a sculptor revealing a masterpiece. But that's not always what happens, especially when weight comes off fast, especially when someone isn't doing the right things alongside the weight loss medications. What can happen instead is that you lose fat and muscle at the same time. And when muscle disappears, skin has nothing to hold on to. Arms look loose and thin, face looks hollow, the body looks fragile instead of strong. That's what we call sarcopenic weight loss, and it is not what anyone signs up for. But here's what really worries me as an obesity medicine doctor, and this is the part most people miss. It's not just about how you look. Muscle loss is a medical problem, not just an aesthetic one. And I'm going to get into all of that. But first, let me tell you what Ozempic Arm or Ozempic Body actually is. So Ozempic Arm is not a medical diagnosis. It's a term that started on social media, and honestly, it's a catchy name for a real problem. Here's what it looks like: loose, sagging skin on the upper arms or rest of the body, a deflated appearance, little muscle definition, sometimes combined with what people call Ozempic face. Hollow cheeks, loose skin around the jaw, a gaunt look that can add years to someone's appearance. Now, does Ozempic itself cause this? Not directly. The medicine doesn't eat your arm or your face or rest of the body. What causes it is rapid fat loss without preserving muscle. And GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, Mounjaro, or Zepbound can absolutely trigger this because they work by dramatically reducing how much you eat. And here's the biology of what happens when you eat significantly less. Your body needs energy. And if you're not giving it enough food, it is going to find that energy somewhere. Ideally, you want it burning fat, but your body doesn't exclusively burn fat. It also breaks down muscle for fuel, especially if you're not doing anything to protect that muscle, and especially if you're not eating enough protein. So the end result, you get smaller, but you don't get stronger. You don't get leaner in a healthy way. You get less healthy as you lose muscle. You get fragile. And the best part, it's almost entirely preventable. I'll get to that part, but first, let me show you what's happening inside your body when this occurs. Because once you understand biology, it all makes so much more sense. Your two main body tissues are fat and muscle. Fat, which stores energy, and muscle, which burns energy, moves your body, holds your skin up, and keeps your metabolism running. When you lose weight the right way, slowly with good nutrition and exercise, you mostly lose fat and keep muscle. That's what gives people that healthy, toned look. When you lose weight fast, through very low calories, crash diets, or medications without the right support, your body loses both fat and muscle, and often it loses them in a bad ratio. When you eat a lot less, which is what GLP-1 medication encourage, because they make you feel full much sooner, and your body enters what's called a caloric deficit. That deficit is great for weight loss, but your body interprets that as a potential starvation. And in that starvation mode, your body becomes really efficient, almost stingy, with how it burns things. It slows your metabolism, it starts breaking down muscle tissue for amino acid it can use for energy. And unless something signals to your body that it needs to keep that muscle around, it won't. Now, here's the important part. The signal your body needs for muscle preservation is two things: protein and resistance exercises. In the STEP trials, there are big clinical trials for Semaglutide, which is the medication in Ozempic and Wegovy. Participants lost an average of about 15% of their body weight. That sounds amazing, and it is. But here's the part that gets less attention. Roughly 25 to 40% of that weight loss was lean mass or muscle, not fat. That means for every 4 pounds someone lost, potentially 1 or even 2 of those pounds were muscle. The headline was total weight loss on the scale on these medications, and the scale went down. But what was left behind was a body with less muscle than it started with. And less muscle means a slower metabolism, less strength, more fragile bones, more risk for falls as you get older, skin that sags because there's no muscle underneath to hold it up. This is the Ozempic arm or Ozempic face or Ozempic body. That is the Demi Moore photo or other photos circulating around. That is completely 100% a real medical issue, not just vanity. Let me ask you something. Are you on a GLP-1 medication right now or thinking about starting one? Because if you are, I want to know where you are at. Have you noticed any change in how your arms look or your face, your muscle tone? Drop it in the comments. There are 3 things people are saying about this whole Ozempic body situation that are either completely wrong or dangerously incomplete. And I need to talk about them. Misconception number 1 is Ozempic body is just what's getting old looks like. No, it is not. We do lose some muscle as we age. That's called sarcopenia, and it is real. But the kind of dramatic muscle loss we are talking about with rapid GLP-1 weight loss, that's not normal aging. That Demi Moore photo or other photos circulating around is not what all 60-something women look like. Plenty of women in their 60s have strong, healthy muscle tone because they have done the work to protect it. It is not an age story, it's a muscle story. Misconception number 2 is if the scale goes down, you're winning. This one really bothers me because I hear it constantly. The number on the scale doesn't tell you whether you lost fat or muscle. It just tells you you lost weight. A person who loses 30 pounds of fat is in a completely different place than someone who loses 20 pounds of fat and 10 pounds of muscle. Completely different health outcomes, completely different appearance, completely different long-term trajectory. The scale is only one data point. It is not the full story. Misconception number 3 is you have to choose between thin and toned. This is the big one, and it's just not true. You do not have to accept muscle loss as the price of weight loss. You're not choosing between skinny, frail, and overweight. There is a third option that is lean, strong, and healthy. And that third option is completely achievable on a GLP-1 medication when you use it correctly, when you know what to do alongside the medicine. which is what I'm talking about next. Whether you're already on a GLP-1 medication and noticing these changes, or you're about to start one, or you're thinking about it, here are the non-negotiables. Solution number one, protein first every single meal. This is the most important thing I'm going to say in this entire video. When you're on a GLP-1 medication, your appetite is suppressed. That means you're eating less, and when you eat less, there's a real danger that you're not getting enough protein. And protein is the raw material your body uses to build and maintain muscle. No protein, no muscle. It's that simple. The target I give my patients: aim for 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound of your ideal body weight per day. For a lot of people, that's about 100 to 140 grams of protein per day, minimum. I know that sounds like a lot, especially when you're not very hungry, which is why I tell my patients, protein first. Every meal, every snack, lead with protein before anything else. Chicken, fish, lean beef, eggs, Greek yogurt, cottage cheese, edamame, legumes. These are your best friends right now. No crackers, not a small salad, not a bite of bread because that's all you could manage. Protein first every time. Solution number two is lift weights. You cannot skip this. I say this as kindly as I can. Walking is not enough. Walking is wonderful. Walking is healthy. But walking will not save your muscle mass when you are in a significant caloric deficit. Resistance training, lifting weights, resistance bands, body weight exercises like push-ups and squats send a very specific signal to your body. We are using these muscles, keep them. Without that signal, your body has no reason to hold on to muscle it sees as metabolically expensive and will let it go. You don't need to become a gym rat. 2 to 3 sessions of resistance training, 20 to 30 minutes, movements like squats, deadlifts, rows, presses, work your big muscle groups. There is actual clinical evidence for this. A study in the Journal of Obesity Medicine showed that adding resistance training to a caloric deficit dramatically reduced lean muscle loss compared to diet alone. We're talking about preserving significantly more muscle over a 16-week period. This is not optional if you want to avoid Ozempic body. Solution number three, don't let the medications do all the work. This is a mindset thing, and it matters. GLP-1 medications are powerful appetite suppressors. For a lot of people, they work so well that eating becomes almost an afterthought. And some people understandably think, great, less food, more weight loss. But if less food means you're eating 600 calories a day of random snacks with almost no protein, you're going to lose muscle fast. The medication gives you a window of reduced hunger. Use that window wisely. Eat less, yes, but eat better. More nutrient-dense food, more protein-rich food, more intentionally and mindfully. Solution number four, track your body composition, not just your weight. Ask your doctor about a DEXA scan or a body composition analysis. This tells you not just how much you weigh, but how much of that is fat, how much of that is muscle, and how much is bone. If you're losing weight, but your muscle percentage is dropping as well, that's a red flag. And you will only know that if you measure it. The regular scales tell you one number. Body composition tells you the full story. Solution number five, talk to your doctor about the pace of weight loss. Faster is not always better. If you're losing more than about 1 to 2 pounds of actual fat per week, the odds go up that some of that is coming from muscle. I recommend more deliberate, slower medication dose titration for that very reason. Have this conversation with your doctor. How do I lose weight without losing muscle? It's a completely reasonable question to ask. And if your doctor dismisses it, find a doctor who won't. Quick question for you. Out of these 5 solutions, which one do you think is going to be the hardest for you? Is it the protein? Is it the weightlifting, or having the conversation with your doctor? Let me know in the comments. Let's step back for a second, because I think there's something bigger going on here beyond just Ozempic arm or Ozempic face or Ozempic body. We are in this extraordinary moment in medicine where, for the first time, we have medications that can genuinely, meaningfully help people who have been fighting their biology for years. People who have been told their whole lives that they just needed more willpower, more discipline, and more effort. And these medications work. They really do work. The weight loss data is historic, but we are also racing ahead so fast that we are not always having the conversations that need to happen alongside these prescriptions. Nobody should be leaving a doctor's office with an Ozempic prescription and no conversation about muscle or about protein, about resistance training, about what the scale is and isn't telling them. The photo of Demi Moore, whatever is or isn't going on with her personally, went viral because it reflected a fear that millions of people quietly have. What if I lose this weight and I don't look or feel the way I hoped? And that fear is valid. It deserves to be taken seriously, not dismissed. The answer isn't to be afraid of these medications. The answer is to use them intelligently, to build your health, not just shrink your body. You deserve to come out of this process stronger, not just smaller. That is what I believe, and that is why I make these videos. Ozempic arm or Ozempic body or Ozempic face is real. It's not just a trend piece. It's not celebrity gossip. It's a real preventable medical consequence of rapid weight loss without muscle protection. And here's your take-home list. Number 1, protein first. Every meal, 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of your ideal body weight. Number 2, resistance training, at least twice a week, non-negotiable. Number 3, use the GLP-1 window wisely. Eat better, not just less. Number 4, track body composition, not just weight. And number 5, have a conversation with your doctor about pace and muscle preservation. If this video helped you understand something that wasn't clear before, hit that like button. It genuinely helps more people find this content. And subscribe if you want real talk about weight and metabolic health. No fluff, no selling, just honest science. And share this video with someone who's on a GLP-1 medication and needs some guidance. Stay happy, healthy, and well. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.